Hello there, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. Well, I thought it was about time I did another collection video. So as you can see, there's a very empty shelf there. So I'm going to show you the rest of my 88 films collection. I'll start with the standard ammo case versions and then we'll get through to the box sets at the end. Right, so let's get going. This is a very strange film, but quite a lot of fun. And it is Eskimo Nil. It's really nice to see London actually in its very sort of not cluttered version, where there's not millions of cars everywhere, but some of the chases and things that go on in this movie. It's a bizarre concept, but there's lots of movies made within a movie. But it's fun. So there we go, Eskimo Nil. This one is a very strange one. Blood-sucking freaks. I have seen it. I wasn't that impressed with it, but hey, it's part of the collection, so it's staying. This one was pretty good. Quite like the little monster in it, and that is the suckling. A lot of these I've changed the artwork around because it does have reversible art. So if you don't recognise it, that would be why. This one I need to watch again because I didn't get all the way through it because I think I found it a bit too boring and probably fell asleep. It is Flesh-Eating Mothers. I know a lot of these titles are available, I think, on either Vinegar Syndrome or what's the other one? You know, the other American channel, not channel, label. Yeah, that one. Bloody Birthday. This is it quite interesting? Yeah, this is actually quite a good one. I quite like this one. Let me know if you've seen it, what you think of it. What's this one like? I do have seen this one. Yes. Castle Freak. This is quite an interesting film. It's a bit different. I really quite liked it actually. So yeah, I think if I remember rightly, there's a pretty horrendous scene in it. Yeah, not the easiest thing to watch, but that's Castle Freak. Yes, a Jeffrey Combs title now, and Dr. what is it? Mordred. There we go, not Morbid. I always thought it was Morbid or something like that, but Dr. Mordred. Yeah, Jeffrey Combs, I've got a few of his titles. Obviously Reanimator and Animator and I guess Bride of Reanimator as well. But yes, I find him a bit odd, but you know, doesn't mean he says he's a bad actor. He's not. He's a good actor. I just find him a bit odd, but there we go. This is also a bit of an odd film as well. Not one of my favourites. Not sure I remember this one. It probably wasn't that great, but that is Lurking Fear. A lot of these have reversible art, and a lot of these came with black cases originally. I'm sure now if you get them they have blue ammo cases. So yes, that's Lurking Fear. This was back in the days when I used to sort of not buy everything from 88, but I'd look at a title and if I like the cover of it, I'd go, yeah, okay, I'll give that a go. Now this one I quite liked, and it sort of ties two things in, horror film and World War II. And it is River of Death. River of Death, not River of Death. River of Death, yes. And it has Robert Vaughn, Donald Pleasance, Herbert Lom and L.Q. Jones. Quite an interesting story, and I quite like the way they dealt with it actually. Does this have another title? Nope. This is the reversible art. This is literally Messenger of Death. This is first edition. Most of these are first editions. It has the booklet, and you probably recognise that is the artwork. It's the original artwork, or that's the original artwork, and the other one's the new commissioned artwork. This one wasn't bad. Gary Oldman and Kevin Bacon. You know, quite an old film. 1989, I think that says. Criminal Law. Not a bad film. I guess 88 were just sort of picking up things they could. And of course they're two very good actors. So, you know, you should be getting a good movie, shouldn't you? I enjoyed that one. Bit of a James Belushi here. And Kylie Travis. Interesting film. Bit of time travel and stuff involved. And is retroactive. I quite enjoyed it. I think it's a good film. Yeah. Recommend it. So now a little bit of, I guess what they call blaxploitation. But gorgeous Pam Grier, I do apologise, and Yaphet Kotto in Friday Foster. Very good film. I enjoyed this one. Yeah, I think it was cool. Now I might have already shown these two, but I'll show them again. Yes, I definitely did show these already. Truck Stop Women and Steel Arena. They were in the last episode of my 88 Films collection, so never mind. Right, did any of you collect the Vault series? I'm missing one of them because I wasn't interested in it, but I think I do need to get it just to complete the collection, really, don't I? So I'm going to work backwards and start at number 10. This was not a bad film. This is an Australian film called Body Melt. Now, in my live stream, which I did the other day, someone asked me about Australian films, mostly Ozploitation films. Not really sure if this is classed as one, but this is an Australian sort of horror film kind of thing. And it actually has Harold Bishop in it from the Neighbours series that Australia sent, you know, put out, and us in the UK devoured. That's a pretty good film. Pretty good film. Haven't seen this one. It's got a nice matte sleeve on it though. But it is Robert Powell. Funny enough, he's the voice of the Century of Warfare box set that I worked on at Testronic. Anyway, David Hemmings is also in it, and this is Vault number 9. Harlequin. So there we go. And in at number 8, like Top of the Pops. Another one I haven't got around to watching yet. I think it's an anthology, and it is Dead Time Stories. Very clever play on words, isn't it? And there we go, different artwork there. So yes, that is Vault number 8. Oh, now this one I quite liked. I thought it was pretty good. A little tacky in places, but that doesn't matter. Occasionally you want that, don't you, in a horror film. And it is Dogs. This one has a glossy sleeve. Oh, and it is number 7, or as it says on the spine, if I can get it in focus, 007. Have I watched this one? I can't remember. I might have done, but I couldn't tell you anything about it because, like I just said, I can't remember. Whose alarm is that going off? Never mind, I'll just carry on, shall I? One Dark Night. It's got a really sort of nice, colourful sleeve, actually. Pair of legs. So yes, that's Vault number 6. Now, this was one of the films that I saw on YouTube when I had that 4-year span of unemployment. And I remember looking at the picture thinking, wow, that's a really good quality picture for this kind of horror film. This is where I started to understand later on anyway, especially when I bought this on Blu-ray, how I think a lot of these labels are putting films on YouTube to sort of test the water. They might be in a sort of a restored state, and this was definitely one of them. And it is Street Trash. This has a really good picture, and some really quite good and fun effects in there as well. Yes, a lot of fun, that film. So now we're at number 4. That was number 5. So your flesh will crawl right off your bones. Creepersoids. I have seen this one, and again I was quite impressed with it. Bit of sci-fi for you. Oh no, this one's really good. This is kind of the gritty underground kind of not video nasty or anything, but kind of film I like. I suppose it could have been a video nasty maybe, but so this is number 3, and it is pigs. I really like this sleeve. It's a really nice sleeve there. I think that's the original artwork there. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Now number 2 is the one I don't have, and I should get it, but like I said, so I can complete the collection. But this is number 1 in the 88 Vault collection, and it is I Drink Your Blood. I have seen this one. I'm not sure I was massively impressed with it, but there we go. So that's the Vault collection. Now, well, let's do this one first. You've seen this one already. This is Detox. Obviously, all the artwork is the same. Now, I was asked in my live stream about why some releases have all the same artwork, because the disc has exactly the same artwork as well. But I'm going to do a kind of a follow-up video to my packaging video that I did. It's been about a year ago now, and expand on it, I suppose, and give a few more thoughts as to why I think they do this. But thoroughly enjoyed Detox. Thought it was a great film, brilliant performance by Sylvester Stallone, and quite a good concept for a film actually. So now we got the Van Damme collection. I have seen this one, In Hell. This was, I think I quite enjoyed this one. Yep, where he goes into prison. I don't think he's done anything wrong. I can't remember quite, but yes, a lot of fighting going on. I have not seen this one yet. It does look quite good. A little bit cheesy maybe, but hey, if I'm in the mood for that, it'll be good to watch, won't it? And it is Replicant. You all have sleeves on, so there we go. Now, this is actually quite a good follow-up. It's nowhere near as good as the first one in the franchise, because yes, it's a spawned a franchise, and the franchise went a bit weird. One of the titles I got to see at Testronics, and I'm glad I did, because if it had become a blind buy, I would have been very disappointed with how bad it was. But this one is pretty good, and it is Universal Soldier, The Return. So yeah, not a bad film. So these are limited. This is limited to 3,000. I don't know if that's showing up properly. The other one's limited. Well, Detox is not. Yes, so these are obviously the first editions where they're limited. So see, Replicant, I have number 2801. In Hell, I have 2859. This Universal Soldier was 1063, so that's quite an early one. This next one I have not seen yet, but I know there's some people that are after this because they missed out on it, and it is Legionnaire, and I have number 2883. So basically, once they announced these, I decided, right, I was going to get them directly from 88, and as they came out, so that I didn't miss out on the slipcovers. It's just kind of the way you have to collect these days. If you want to get these things, yes, you can wait for sales and everything like that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that, but you're more likely to miss out. So this one is great fun. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was very, very well made, and actually some of the actors didn't realise they were going to do some of the stunts that they did do. And it is knockoff. Oops, nearly dropped it there. Great film, and I have 1938 out of 3000. So yeah, no, kind of the same artwork there, but nice slip nonetheless. This next one I really enjoyed as well. Some people find it a bit too trashy, a bit too cheesy maybe, but I really enjoyed it. And it is Double Team. I have number 2115. Yeah, I can recommend this. I think it's a great film. Not entirely sure I've seen this one, but it is Maximum Risk. So, and I have 2930 out of 3000. Now, this appears to be a reissue with a slip. I'm guessing they had slips left over, but maybe not, because there's no box for the limited edition part on there. So yes, this is not a first edition of Street Fighter. It does have the slip, but it doesn't have anything else in it. It's not even reversible art as such. So yeah, I wasn't going to get it, but I saw this cheap, and the fact it had a slip on it, I thought, well, I'll get it. So there we go. Now this next one, Nowhere to Run. I think I've watched this one. I have watched most of these, but of course I've watched so many films of late, it's hard to remember. This one is 2429 out of 3000. We've got different artwork. No, that's the same artwork as well. So I'm guessing there's not really any reversible art. This one, have I seen this one? Oh yes, I have seen this one. It's a bit of a letdown. Yeah, it was a bit too cheesy, and of course it was just kind of made for the fight scenes, I suppose. And it is Cyborg. Yeah, well, I wonder why this came about, huh? Yeah, not the best film ever, but I'm really glad that 88 have announced that they got hold of Double Impact. So that would be great to add to this Van Damme collection. So now, just last of all, the box sets. So let's start with one on top of the pile, and it is the Species box set. Yes, I know there is a 4K out of the first Species film, and actually I still have my steelbook of Species, and I was trying to work out if there was any different bonus items, and I think there is a different bonus item, so I'm going to keep that steelbook. But I'm not going to get the 4K yet, because I'm hoping that we'll get a box set. It does seem a waste, really, to only have one of them. I know the first one is the best film. The second one's good. Have I seen the other two yet? I think I'm still working my way through them, but yeah, we'll see, shall we? So that's Species. This trilogy I quite liked, I have to say, and it is the Urban Legend box set. These all obviously line up nicely on the shelf. You may have seen that they actually lay down in that gap, and Species sits over there at the moment, as I don't really have the shelf space left to put them out properly. So yes, that is Urban Legend, not a bad box set. So of course that means I've also got I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now I really like this trilogy. The third one is a bit of a letdown, I have to say, but yeah, quite a good concept for a horror film. And I quite like the this guy here. So yeah, there we go. Do another rewatch, I think. Now, of course, there is an Anaconda box set like that, but I don't have it. not yet. I think I will get it because it has a different poster and stuff to this one. This was the original Anaconda box set they released, and you know what? That's upside down. That's the way it goes. That's the Anaconda box set, and it's a digibook basically. So is there is a poster in here, isn't there? I swear there is. No, there's a big booklet, and you've got 3 discs. Obviously, one disc has 2 movies on it. They're pretty awful, those last 2, aren't they? The second one I do quite like, but the first one's really good. So yeah, maybe that's another reason I get it. There is no poster in this one. Either that or I've put it somewhere. I don't know. Then we've got, put that down there. I was quite looking forward to this coming out when it did. Unfortunately, this one got a bit damaged in the post. It's kind of before they started to do the nice rigid boxes, which it is Hollow Man 1 and 2. The first one is brilliant, and you know, when it came out, all the CG and everything looked quite incredible. It sort of holds up today, but maybe not so much. And the second one, yeah, it's okay. It's not amazing, but the first one is really good. I think Kevin Bacon plays quite a good bad guy actually. And then of course, last of all, one of the 80s favourites, and it is Short Circuit 2. So yes, this is quite a nice box set. Of course, Second Sight releasing, I think it's Second Sight, there is a 4K coming out, if I'm not wrong. Or maybe 88 will do number 2, because Second Sight released number 1, didn't they? I have a steelbook for, this has a nice big poster, and quite a nice booklet too. So there we go. There is the rest of my 88 Films collection. Nearly missed 3 titles. I do have some 4Ks. There we go. So I brought Hell of the Living Dead, which is actually either virus or zombie creeping flesh. And I do have it up there with the original slipcover. So this is my second edition of this film, but it's nice to have it in 4K. Now I know there's going to be a disc replacement program for this because there are some issues that have been found. But because I bought it directly from 88, I should just be simply sent a disc when they're done. So if you bought it from H&V, as long as you have your receipt and proof of purchase, then you should be able to get a disc replacement. Yes, it's a shame it's not caught earlier, and it takes, you know, us lot to find these problems. I've yet to actually put the disc in and find out what the issues are, but I need to do that. Same with this one actually, House on the Edge of the Park. This is going to take longer to get a disc replacement because of what's involved. And I read all this on Facebook from 88. So this one should be sorted fairly quickly. But this one, although it's, the problem doesn't necessarily detract your viewing pleasure of the film, but there is something wrong. I can't remember what it is, and they want to rectify it. So this will be a longer process, so it'll take a while to actually get the disc replacement. But again, I got this directly from 88, so yeah, I haven't watched this yet because it's part of the video nasties, and of course I'm doing that with Bumper's movies, aren't I? So now this we have already done in the 39 series that Bumper and I are doing, and it is Cannibal Holocaust. Now I know this is got a cut in it. Obviously the version I watched didn't have the cut in it, but to be honest, not really sure I need to see that scene again. It was pretty gross. Of course, it's the big turtle scene. So yes, there we go, Cannibal Holocaust. That concludes my 88 Films collection. So next we'll be going on to the letter A, because we've done all the numbers and everything now. And of course that means Arrow, doesn't it? There will be a few other titles in there before Arrow, but there's only about 5. So I'll get through them and then we'll be able to start the Arrow collection. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please give it a thumbs up, and it helps spread these videos. Subscriptions really help our channels, but obviously it's the thumbs up that are the most important. That's what really gets the videos out there. So please subscribe if you'd like to, and I'd like to see you in the comment section. Let me know if you have any of these or all of these, if there's any you think I've missed that I should have had. I'm not sure there's any that I purchased and got rid of. I tend not to get rid of titles. I've only got rid of an Arrow one, but there we go. Yeah, anyway, until the next video, take it easy.